Hey, what's up? My name's Steve, and this is my Porsche 944. I've been doing some work on it for the past couple months, fixing it up, replacing some stuff. So I'm going to give you guys a tour of what I've been doing, just walking through the car, and over the next couple of videos take you through final repair processes as I get this thing up and running again. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start off by apologizing for all the dirt that's on the car. My dad and I drove down to P20, which is a Porsche festival in central Ohio. So this spent 5 hours on the road, which is the longest it's spent in a long time. So it's got a ton of dirt in it, driving in the rain, kicked up a lot of grime onto it, so it needs washed and waxed again. But I did wax it right before the show, and I think you can't really see in this light to the extent, but it really does have that nice shiny red to it. It is fading a bit because it is 30-year-old paint. It's the 1987. So it needs repainted. I'm planning on doing that over the winter, but as you can see, it is still in fairly good condition. I painted the rims black. I believe they're rims off of a 964 911. I just painted them with the satin black. I think they look really good with the red. Going for the black and red color scheme, as you can see, especially here with the crest, that was faded and looked like trash, to be honest. So I just painted it flat black. I'm gonna get it replaced with a red and black one, black with red accents. I know a guy in Renlist who makes really good logos. My dad has a gunmetal and black one on his 996, and it looks fantastic. So I can't wait to get one of those on there. Got some chips in the paint, some dents. Like I said, those are all getting polished out in the winter. So let's get into talking about what I've done under the hood. So as far as under the hood repairs, I've done quite a bit. It's a decent engine bay. It's not in the worst condition, not in the best condition. It has 160,000 miles on it. I have another engine that has about 50,000 just sitting around that I'm going to be rebuilding, putting new gaskets on it, you know, polishing it out, maybe powder coating it, making it look all nice. But as you can see, the i4 2.7 liter, I believe, that's in the 944 and the 924S. It's in good condition, it runs fine. I've replaced an alternator, and then when that alternator broke, I replaced it with a new one. So it's on its second new alternator. The belt's going bad, so that needs replaced. I've repaired the clutch, and as you can see, there's a new fuel line there because that leaked a couple of weeks ago. There was a crack in the old one, and it was leaking fuel right out of there. And if you know the 944, that's not a really good place to have it leak because the exhaust is right down there. So if you leak fuel onto the exhaust, bad things are going to happen. Bad things almost did happen with this car. Luckily, we were able to catch it before it caught on fire, shut it off, replaced it. So it's all running good now. We did, like I said, 5 hours down to P20, 2.5 hours one way, and it ran fine, except for the problem I'm having with the belt, where it won't recharge the battery. You can't run the AC and the headlights at the same time, which is a pain in these hot Ohio days where it's 90 degrees out and basically swimming, it's so humid. But for a 30-year-old car, it runs fantastic. Alright, so inside the car, standard interior that came with the 944, 5-speed manual. I have an Alpine stereo that doesn't really do much good. It has the high-end audio system, so those might get replaced if I can work out the electrical issues I'm having with the battery not charging all the way. But if not, I don't really mind. I like the sound of the engine as it is. It's only a 4-cylinder, but it's got that Porsche sound to it. Not the biggest engine, it's not a Lamborghini V10, but it has the power to it that it needs. Standard dash, this is the MK2, so it has the dash refresh. It's all the one piece. It doesn't have the gauges down here like the original 944 had. Clock always says 0 for some reason that I don't know. And yes, I have set the clock. I just don't know why it doesn't hold the time. The seats that came in this originally were standard seats that doesn't have power controls, but these new seats do have working power controls, thankfully. It's very nice to have.
Yeah, I have a Momo Sport steering wheel. Feels like a race or a rally steering wheel. It has a nice grip to it. You know, you hold it 9 and 3. You don't have to hold it up here because of multifunction controls. Holds really nice. It's comfortable to drive. Nice perforated leather look to it. Really like it. I like having the standard Porsche steering wheel just to have, you know, the original wheel. But this one works fine for what it is. I like it. There we go, horn sound. We put a red light up in here as the pilot light. So it's red, matches the aesthetic of the car with the black and the red. It makes a really nice interior look at night. Gives it the sort of sporty stealth and red look that I really like. You have your controls for your pop-up headlights, which are one of the favorite features that I have of this 944. Planning on restoring those with some LEDs. The only problem is that they're about $400 for a set of LED headlights, which is ridiculous. They're off a Jeep Wrangler, but if I can get those, I'd like it. Overall, you know, it's a nice interior. Needs some work on the dash. Dash is cracked, but overall, just a really Porsche look to it. You have your 2+2 seats in the back. Or moonroof pops off, sort of like a Targa, the original Targas, but the roof pops off, but it's just a standard power moonroof. Power windows, slow as hell, but they are power windows. You know, the overall point of this car is that it's not the most powerful, it's not gonna break any records. My Honda CR-V has 147, and this standard one has 163, so you're not breaking any records, you're not going to go 120 down the highway. That's not the point of this car. It was the entry-level Porsche at the time, sort of like the 718 is today. It's the entry-level, and it's not a fast car, it's not the Turbo S, it's not your GT3, it's your entry-level, and it's a fun car to have, and I love it. Especially after putting all the time into it, seeing it run again, seeing it drive perfectly fine. I mean, it's a fun car, that's all I can really say about it. It's not fast, but it's fun.